What's up everybody, it's your girl Naturallytash. In today's video I'm going to be using Adore 178 in Royal Navy on top of my pale lavender hair. Here's my hair before. It's like a pinkish, purplish, lavenderish. And I'm going to be using some dandruff shampoo and some vitamin C packs to pull out any more color I can. I've mixed it together and that's what it looks like, and I'm going to apply this directly onto my wet hair. Now I've done this process 2 times before last week to really pull out the color, and the reason I'm doing it again is because I really want to get a true blue or navy. So I'm doing this process again to pull out any old color that will come out, and then I'm going to put the navy directly on top. This is like the poor man's color oops. You get the same results as if you were using color oops. You're pulling out old color. Now, I'm not sure how much more color I will pull out of this, but I really want to ensure a true blue, so I'm doing this first. Once I get it in there, I really want to get a good lather going. I use every little bit of it, and I really get it going in there, working my fingers through it, just working with it before I let it sit. Once you got it to where you're satisfied, you can cover it and let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. I let this sit for 30 minutes, and then I washed it out and went on. I'm still messing with it because I always do that. But now I'm going to cover it with a plastic bag and let it sit 20 to 30 minutes. I didn't have a shower cap at this point, so that's why I used the plastic bag. And now it's just a waiting process. I've washed and conditioned it out, and as you can see, the color is really pale. It really didn't take much out, but you can see how much it really lightened up the lavender, especially on that side from when I had the two-tone color. Now I'm using some of the Weightless Cream Rinse by Shea Moisture, and I'm just putting this conditioner directly in my hair, and I'm going to leave it in there when I do the color. This is just an alternative way to do deep conditioning color. The only difference is you're not taking the conditioner and mixing it with the color. You're just putting it in your hair and then applying the color directly on. So now that I've combed through it, I'm just going to apply this Royal Navy in 4 sections, starting at my roots down. I just kind of put it in there and then rub it in. Then I take a fine-tooth comb and comb through it to ensure even coverage. This is just one of the ways I've picked up. You can use a brush to apply color, but honestly, I feel like that takes a long time, and this works just as well, especially when you're doing all over color. I'm making sure to really get my edges. Don't worry if you get some on your face. You can wipe this up later. Just don't let it sit too long. Once I get the color in there, I really make sure that I have it on my roots, and then I'll spin this section up and go on to the next section. Now that I have the front two done, I did skip showing you a section to try to speed this along. I am going to the back. Same method, applying the color, really rubbing it in there, making sure to get my ends, and then taking a fine-tooth comb and combing through it. And that's what I'm doing now. Just make sure you have an old towel in your lap, and I don't have to tell you to cover up your clothes because you know to do that. But make sure you have something in your lap as well, because if you use the fine-tooth comb to comb through the color, some of the color will come out in the comb and go directly in your lap. Now that I have this in there, I'll spin this up and go on to the last section. This one was coming out, so I gotta fix it. Making sure to really get my ends. Here's the last section, and this is also the side of my hair where I have my one lock. But I'm going to color that as well. Every color that I ever do, I also color my lock, so my lock goes through the process with me. Every color process. I'm putting the color in there, same method, on top of the conditioner, and I only use 1 bottle for this. I was able to only use 1 bottle because my hair was wet and I have the conditioner in there, so this stretches the color through. Also, because this color is so dark, a little does go a long way, but I did use 1 bottle. I did buy 2 bottles, but I'll just have 1 to save. Now that I have it all in there, I'm making sure to wipe off all the excess color before I let it sit because I don't want to be smurfette. I have it all up in there. I put my shower cap on, and then I'm just going to wipe up the little bit of blue that's still on my forehead. A method that I've come up with is to use an old t-shirt, put a little bit of conditioner on it. I'm using the Shea Moisture Creamless Rinse, and then I just wipe it off. It really works like magic. Comes right off. This is trial and error. I kind of discovered this method over tons of times trying. Here is my hair all done. As you can see, the blue has really taken. I've washed and conditioned it, and now I'm going to do a wash and go with one product. I'm using the Can2 Comeback Curl. Now, the Can2 Comeback Curl is really intended to be used to refresh your curls, like if you already had a wash and go and you just want to refresh those curls. But I've noticed over time that this one product will actually give me a great wash and go. And it does my curls really good. So what I do is I spray it in, I brush through it to ensure even coverage of the product. Then I take a pick and pick through it, and then I'll scrunch the ends. I'll do this in every section before I diffuse, and I'm just going to show you that because I get a lot of questions about how I do my wash and go. For those of you that noticed, I did cut my hair some, and I did do it myself. I actually started out cutting my ends, and then I just went a little crazy because length is not really important to me. What's important to me is really bounce and height. So when I did trim my hair like this, I noticed that my curls are higher, and I like that. The bigger the better for me. Now that I have this section in, I'm just scrunching it up. I spend a lot of time doing that before I diffuse, especially with this product because it wets your hair. So once you put it in there, I like to scrunch my curls from the tips up. Here I am doing this side, and I'm just spraying it, same method, spraying it all over down in my hair in sections. Then I'll take the brush and brush through it. Then I'll take the pick, and then I scrunch it. This is just a method that works for me over time. It's the easiest one, and this Can2 Comeback Curl does not weigh my hair down. This is what I love the most about this product. I never buy one, I always buy two at a time. So ladies, if your hair is similar to mine and you want to try this, I would just go ahead and buy two because it really does work. But keep in mind, as if your hair texture is similar to mine, because that's the only hair texture I can really speak on the best. Now that I have it all in there, I'm scrunching it up from the ends, and I'm really getting it in there before I diffuse, scrunching, scrunching, scrunching. This takes a little bit of time, and this is why I sped it up, because this part will really take forever for how long I do it. Put a little bit more to spray in my hands, and then I scrunch my hair some more. And once I'm satisfied with the scrunching process, now it's time to diffuse. This part takes a while, so you know I had to speed this up. It's funny how my hair looks so thin when it's wet, but when it's dry, it really thickens up. And here it is all dry. I am absolutely in love with this Royal Navy. I know I really don't keep a color too long, but I can see myself keeping this one for a little while because I'm so excited to see some hair shadowing colors in it. Now that my hair is all done, I'm puffing it up. This is the first day, so the curls are tighter. And here is my curls under the sunlight. You can see it's really deep in blue. Here it is from the back. Here's a review of the products. Here's the Adore I used for the color. Here is the dandruff shampoo and vitamin C packs, the weightless cream rinse, and the Can2 Comeback Curl. Happy coloring, ladies!